Hi, I'm Lynette Schaefer, and in this Lighting Controls Basic course number 5, I will be deep diving into the terms associated with wireless lighting technology. Now, with LED technology, there's a driver, but when it comes to lighting controls, there are analog drivers and there are digital drivers. An analog driver receives a signal, and typically that signal is to turn the fixture on, off, or increase or decrease in intensity. It typically does not offer two-way communication. On the other hand, digital drivers receive a command, and that can be on, off, dim, or even change the color. Two-way communication is also offered in digital drivers, which means not only does the signal or the command in a digital standpoint, not only does that command go out to the fixtures, but you can also get information back from the fixture back to a central unit. Digital drivers are more expensive than analog drivers, as you probably can imagine. But because most applications typically only need on, off, and dimming functionality, analog drivers are usually the best and most practical solution, unless you're looking at it for like maybe a theatrical type setting or somewhere where you need to do a lot of color changing in shows and things of that nature. Either way, with network lighting controls, you have to have a driver. And of course, it either needs to be an analog driver or a digital driver, but you can't get past not having a driver of some sort. Now, also in order for a wireless control solution to work properly, there needs to be a fixture controller, which is basically just the brains of the system. It tells the system what to do. It tells the fixture what to do. The fixture controller can be installed in various ways. It can be built into each fixture. Sometimes it's even built into the driver. It can attach to the fixture via various receptacles, making it very easy for field installation. There's even a circuit or room level fixture controller that can operate various fixtures through low voltage control wires. And of course, fixture controllers are available with the sensor included or without a sensor. Now, as we start to put these components together, that is basically the building blocks of a lighting network. It's all the parts, the pieces, the components that allows the lighting system to function properly. It consists of various nodes and software that controls the entire system. Now, any device that is part of the lighting network that transmits and receives instructions and data wirelessly is referred to as a node, and a node typically is a fixture controller with sensor, wall or wireless controller, perhaps a gateway if required, maybe a hub or central server. Some wireless systems even require a dongle. Now, as I said, and a little bit of a side note, there can be limitation on the number of nodes per zone, per gateway, per hub, per fixture controller. It all depends on the manufacturer's lighting control system. Now, as we deep dive into these different nodes, as I mentioned previously, a fixture controller is a requirement. It is the brains of the system. You have to have this in order for the system to work properly. Now, as you might imagine, the fixture controller has to receive a signal from something, whether that's a sensor, maybe an app on your phone, or maybe just a fixture controller of some other sorts. Either way, without a sensor or controller of some sort, the fixture controller itself can't be told what to do. So for this reason, you usually want to incorporate, say, a sensor, especially if you need occupancy, vacancy, or daylight harvesting. Many sensors do have fixture controllers built into them. Additionally, controllers can be as simple as I mentioned, an app on your phone, which we see in a lot of residential applications, or they can be controllers that are located in the space, which is more common for educational and commercial type applications. And these are like these wall and wireless controllers that you see in the upper right-hand corner. Again, all of these things are on this page are all nodes, and together they make up the lighting network. Now, as we look at the different types of other nodes that are not necessarily required, we have a gateway, we have a router, we have a hub, and we have dongles. For instance, some lighting systems do require a gateway or a server. Gateways are usually required for energy monitoring, BMS integration, asset tracking, and remote access. When using a gateway, is always connected to the internet, which of course can pose some security concerns. Another node, a form of node, is a router, which sends and receives and routes information. It acts as a messenger for communications between other nodes that are too far apart. A router is not always required. Again, it just depends on the manufacturer. A hub is a central unit, and it connects everything together. And it's the device that basically talks to your lighting network and tells the system what to do. So an example in this particular case is that maybe in your home, this device makes it really easy to connect to compatible devices with something like Alexa. Again, not always required. And then a dongle is a small piece of computer hardware that connects to a port in your PC, laptop, or tablet to provide additional functionality for a node, and sometimes used during commissioning. Not all lighting manufacturers require any of these nodes, but some do. It just depends on what system you're looking at. Thanks for joining me for lighting controls basics and number 5. If you have any questions, you can email me at lynette.schaefer@eiko.com.